So we have created our level. Okay, we have regular tiles, backdrops, non-destructible, parallax, both a tree and a mountain on a different parallax level, and we also have checkpoints. Let's add one. It's over here, but you cannot see it. Anyway, let's add another one. We write a name, whatever. Let's write level test. Okay. As I said on the previous part, it's only going to save when I click this. So we save. We also get a reference what we have saved. Let's see the actual level serialization, which is what we're turning our level basically into a binary format, and we can also sync that through the network, but we're going to see that on its own part. We need all this: Unity engine, generic, input, output, serialization, formatters, binary, system, and our own namespace of generator. Level serializer, save name, just get a default value of level, and if we want to save, if on update we want to save, we're going to call the function save name with, we need to pass the save name. Okay, and we save. When we want to save, we create a new instance of a new class of save file. Let's see the save file. Save file has the size X and Y of our map, and it has a list of savable nodes, savable parallax, and savable start position. Savable node has all the values we need to know to save a node. That will be node type, the X, the Y, if the node is destroyable or not. If it's fallen, we would not do anything with this, as I said. The tile type, the backdrop tile type, and since we cannot serialize vector 3s, we have to store each float independently. Okay, so we're going to do this both for the main text and the backdrop texture. Savable parallax, another public float X, Y, Z. This is 3 floats, just written in a single line. Parallax level, the texture ID for the parallax, and the texture set ID for also the parallax. And for the checkpoints, we only have savable start position X and Y. Okay, these are the classes we have over here. If you want to save more stuff, just create another class, a savable class, or yeah. Notice we have also serializable on top, and add it inside the save file, and we turn this into a binary format. Back to the top, save level. We store the first stuff we know where we have them. So for size X, whatever we have on our maximum X on the map creator. For size Y, whatever we have on the max Y. Savable nodes, we have a function that gets all our nodes and turns them into savable. Same for parallax, same for our checkpoints. The save location will be save location, the save name we have, and to true. We're going to see what this is. Formatter, we're going to be new binary formatter. We start a new file stream. Save location, we add the extension of .level, so we know whenever we load the levels that it's actually a level, and not somebody has gone and added a game object, or not game object, a file into those folders. File mode create, file access write, file share none. We serialize it with the formatter, and we close the stream, and then we can run a debug log saying that we have successfully saved on the save location. Save location, we're going to use again streaming assets levels. If you want to use another folder, then use another folder. Node to savable. We start with a return value for a list. Let's go it again. We start with a list of savable nodes, and we name it return value. We need to find all our objects of type that has node references. So it's going to look through the scene, and it's going to go and find any node reference it can find. That means all our nodes. For each node reference we have inside our nodes, we're going to create a new class of savable node, and we're going to assign this. We're going to say yes node type. It's going to basically get everything we need to know from the node, and it's going to assign it on the saveable. So node type X, Y, destroyable, fallable, tile type, backdrop tile. It's going to break the vector trees into its own floats, and it's going to return it into the return value list, and this in turn is going to come over here and add it into the savable list, which is inside our save file. Okay, node to savable, parallax to savable, exactly the same, only we can use get savable parallax, the function we saw in our previous video. Okay, store position X, Y, Z, and all this, and it's going to return you a list of all your parallax objects. Start position to save all, it's the checkpoints, get savable, it's inside the active checkpoint script, get savable. Okay, the same logic applies, and if you want to add more stuff, the same logic applies here. Save location. Okay, we're going to use streaming assets path, application, streaming assets path plus levels. I mostly use streaming assets paths because they are easy to use on the videos. On a real application, of course, you need to check and your target platform. You actually need to check also if your target platform lets you save stuff too. Okay, so you're not going to run this on WebGL probably. Okay, and if there's no directory, it's going to create the directory, and it's going to return you the save location plus the level name whenever we use this. Return save file, it's what loads, it's what deserializes the binary. So we pass the same name, return value will start as null. Okay, save location with the same name. If the file does not exist, then we cannot find the level. If we can find the level, then we create a new formatter, we create a new stream with file mode open, we deserialize the stream, return value we assign it as save, we close the stream, and if we are on multiplayer, we're going to assign this multiplayer session level file. We're going to also pass the save file into the multiplayer session. Okay, that's about it for level serialization. So on the button when we press to save on the level editor, save button, we have this, we pass the name we have saved. So let's see, let's hit play. If I press start game, you see the level test, back to menu. If I make this 256, we're going to go 256. And if we start building stuff, all that, let's call this Artet. I don't know what that means. Back to menu. Notice I have not stopped playing. Okay, Artet do. Yeah, now I'm just making noises, not saying anything. And you can see that I can go and find my level, and I can also redesign the place if I do not want to. Okay, we've seen our big grenades. So, and I think we have, before we end, let's go actually and try and see where the map creator uses the level serialization and the level editor, and let's do an overview. Okay, so we have selected either multiplayer or single player, it doesn't matter. We're always going to run the map creator, even on the level editor too. On start again, if it's not the level editor and if it's multiplayer, we load our target map from the session master, which basically passes the name, and it's going to need a save file. Save file, return save file, target map. Okay, we've seen this function, we just saw this function. Return save file. It's going to return a save file, and it's going to assign it over here. Then it's going to call load map. To load the map, we start the coroutine, load map routine, again, which also starts and waits until the load map actually has finished. We have our save file. If there is no save file, then it's going to return nothing and it's going to break. And we have we update the values of the x and y, and what we have on our save file. Okay, the first thing of course we need to do is set the size right. We create the grid, and for every savable node we have inside a save file, we're going to reassign the node we have over here, and we're going to update its value. So the backdoor type will be whatever we have saved. Same for the main texture index. Notice that we start with a 0 and we keep adding, we change the x, y and z of the main texture index or the main texture ID. Same with the back texture. If it's destroyable, if it's fallable, if it's the tile type, the node type, if it's ground or rare, and then we call the update node, which is inside the node script. Okay, we've seen this. Go into the previous parts if you do not know where this is. Inside the nodes, okay, it's going to update the values, sprites and all that. Same for the parallax, all that, x, y, z, paint parallax, texture ID, parallax. Okay, so basically it just uses for the parallax, it just uses the level editor interface to paint it again. Okay, we can use that function. For the node, yeah, you can use the same as the level editor, but you can use this as it is, because the nodes have to update anyway. They need to be able to update by themselves, so we keep it like this. Okay, and finally the active checkpoints, we use the level editor interface again to paint the checkpoint, and we do a yield return null. So that's it. Basically, we have a level editor. You should now be able to go and actually do a level editor, make a level. Okay, back to menu, save of course, start game, have all this, select a level and actually play inside the game. Of course you do not have a controller yet, or you won't, if you want, make one yourself, but keep in mind this controller is tailored to work both for single player and multiplayer. So yeah, if you want to wait till we cover the controller, then feel free to do so. Okay, you know what to do. This one was a shorter one, but level serialization, as you can guess, it's an important topic that needs to have its own part. Next part, we're going to go into the actual game loop. Although we've seen some stuff, we're going to see some more stuff on the next part. You know what to do. Like, subscribe. If you like what we're doing, want to see more of it, and you want to see it earlier than anyone else, then consider supporting me on Patreon. Okay, your support is of course pretty helpful. The other way you can support me is by grabbing a project or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, including this one, from Gumroad, so that we can continue making all this cool stuff. And yeah, I wanted to have this project basically to focus on multiplayer, because you can guess that, and you can pretty much guess what other projects are going to have multiplayer in the future, but that's not entirely a promise. But we're going to do our best, taking all the stuff we're going to learn from over here and scaling it up into more, let's say AAA, let's say III, whatever you want to say it, we're going to go and do some pretty cool stuff in the future. So I'll see you next time.